What's up, weirdos? Welcome to Universe of Weirdos. It is me, Jay Craft, your host of Universe of Weirdos, and we are doing another feedback and questions episode, but we're doing it a little bit differently than I have done feedback and questions episodes in the past. I do have your feedback, I do have your questions, I am still reading them, none of that is changing, but as a lot of you may know from the past couple of episodes that I've done, if you've been listening in order of release, that I've been not really myself lately because I've been dealing with a tragedy that popped up in my life where a friend of mine took himself out of this world, and he left us earlier than we expected him to, and it was really tragic. It was really confusing to a lot of people, and the details that have come out about it since it's happened has been pretty brutal and pretty messed up. So I am going to address that. I'm going to finally talk about it. I'm going to give all of the nitty-gritty details of everything that happened there because I need to get it off my chest. I need to process it a little bit, and what better way to do it than by, doing a podcast about it and including it with some of your feedback and questions because, I've had several of you reach out. Hope you're doing all right. Everybody, that listens, that I communicate with on a regular basis has been checking on me. Sean Jones has reached out, making sure that everything's cool and that I'm doing all right. And I am, I'm taking it day by day. I am getting better. Everything is fine with me anyways. It's just what I can't really grasp my head around is this, and here's all of the details, and trigger warning, it's pretty gruesome and graphic and fucking gross. So, I used to do a podcast a long time ago called The Unhappy Hour, and it used to be a daily show. I used to do it every day, and my number one host that I always had with the dude who did more co-hosting than anyone else anyways. My number one co-host was Dion Curry. Everyone loved Dion Curry. But the one who was on more than anyone else was a guy that we called on the show Asian David. His name was David. He was Asian. So it just fit. And he was a funny guy. We had a lot in common at the time anyways. We liked to party. Is basically what it was. We were drinking buddies. We were friends for a long time, and he would come on my podcast, The Unhappy Hour, a lot, and people got to know him. People that were fans of my comedy got to know him, and we had a lot of mutual friends. And about a year ago, I saw a mugshot posted on one of those busted, like, haha, you got arrested, let's post your mugshot groups on Facebook, and the picture was Asian David. And my first thought was, they got him on a DUI, that motherfucker, because he was always a drinking and driving kind of guy. He used to tell people, I drive better when I'm drunk. But that's not what happened. The details of what he got arrested for was possession of child pornography and exploitation of a minor. And I was insanely shocked, and I wanted to know details. Now, at this point, he and I hadn't communicated for quite a long time. I mean, several years. Definitely not since COVID. Before that, he's never met my son. My son's 8 years old, so it's been at least, I would say, 10 years since he and I have really hung out and were, like, close buddies. And he had since gotten married, all of this stuff, to a woman who I found fucking unbearable. And I'm going to get more into that in a second because I have some bitterness towards her as well. So I couldn't really communicate with the guy because obviously when you're busted for possession of child stuff, you're not really allowed to go on the internet. You don't really have access to your cell phone anymore and all that stuff. And so I just kind of kept in touch with him based on his public court records, which was a dragged out fucking case for like well over a year. He kept having a lawyer continue shit and file motions to whatever and just delaying. And then finally it came time to, hey, no more time to delay. We got to resolve this shit. And I saw that he was going to enter a plea deal. So I got a little bit confused because I had spoken to some friends about this, some mutual friends, and some of them have talked to like his wife or other people that were close to him and told me different stories that they heard. I've heard 3 different versions of what he got in trouble for. And the different versions were one, he was catfished and set up in kind of like a Chris Hansen type of situation. A second one was it's a huge misunderstanding. They found anime porn on his computer that they thought was underage, which I don't know how a drawing can be underage. So that one was weird to me. Or the story that I was told, which I don't know why the fuck I was told this story, the most logical one of our friend group, but I was told that a person from CPS wanted to set him up. So they parked their car in his driveway, hacked into his Wi-Fi system, and put a bunch of child stuff on his phone and computer and a flash drive. Now, all of this was obviously weird, and I thought something's really weirdly going on here. So I actually got, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So, I knew all of the alleged details from friends and from what his wife was telling everybody. And then it was he's going to enter a plea deal. So he's going to plead guilty. Presumably he's cutting himself a deal or something. And in situations like this, even when they cut deals, it's still several years in prison. And he was supposed to go in at 9 o'clock in the morning to plead guilty and serve his time. And at around 6 in the morning, he intentionally crashed his car and killed himself. So, yeah, he, took the coward's way out and decided to shirk responsibility. And again, still confused of all of our friends going like, what the fuck's going on? Like, he did this to himself. I mean, there's no kind of, even if anybody wants to say, no, it was a tragic accident, it's like the timing of everything, the fact that the accident report says the car never deployed its brakes, it leads you to believe that it wasn't some tragic accident. And so, again, I reached out to his wife to give condolences and make sure everything was okay. And again, I got more bullshit stories and like just more like obviously it's a coping mechanism, so I can't be too mad at her for this. So like like I don't hold too much animosity towards her other than why are you being dishonest to his closest friend in life? You could have told me all of the details, all of the nitty-gritty, and I still would have been like, this just sucks. Like the whole situation sucks. It's not like, oh, fucking killing myself. So because I wasn't getting any information and I didn't want to pry on a grieving widow, I got the probable cause affidavit, the thing that lets you know what a person was arrested for and what happened. And it was so fucking disturbing that it stuck with me for a long time, and it affected the quality of my last couple of podcasts that I tried to record because I just can't get the image out of my head because he had 1,000 videos of little children porn, and it would not like naked kids. I mean, actual hardcore pornography. It was, and they described it in the affidavit of what was going on in the videos and stuff. I read the description of one of the videos of 4 and 5-year-olds committing sex acts on grown men, and I fucking was so disturbed. I was shaking mad, and like I was completely in utter shock because it was like, what the fuck is going on here? And what makes matters worse is, it goes through all the arrest details and these probable cause affidavits, and he admitted to it. When he got arrested, he told the cop that arrested him that he did it all. And yes, on a flash drive, I have all these videos on my laptop, on my cell phone. They're all there. I've been trading. This thing made it sound like this dude was the fucking Warner Brothers of child porn. How much he was like throwing out and like giving away. It's disturbing and disgusting. And like honestly, like I don't have anything else really to say about it other than I don't know, maybe he deserved what he got. Maybe he knew that what he did was so irredeemable that he had to just take himself out because that shit's fucking horrendous. It's disturbing. I have an 8-year-old son. My son is older than some of his victims. So it's like, to me, that's been just so disturbing. It's been weighing really heavily on my mind, obviously, because I was really close with the guy at a certain point. And, well, that's what I've been dealing with. So now let's get into some of your feedback and questions. How about it? Oh, boy. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get off on a fun uh, toe. It's kind of hard to pivot after that one, right? Kind of hard to get into funny, wacky mode after that one. So let's just try. How about we just try? So this one comes from Dee Dee, our good old friend Day Diver. Have you ever used AI to write any jokes for you? Fuck no, I haven't. No, I use AI to do like cross reference on some research to get some certain particular dates right that I already know. I do the AI producer thing and go into that blind, but no, I've never had ChatGPT write a joke for me. Like my problem with like I'm not an anti AI type of guy. A lot of people are. I am a little bit anti AI art because just like most people, I don't consider it art. Like the music beds that I use for this show are AI, but I don't ever listen to them like, yeah, listen to this banger or try to put out an album. Um, like the goofy little like I know how to do Photoshop, but I find AI easier to just do goofy Photoshops with because it takes a lot less time. But no, I think that if you use AI as your main source of creativity, then you are fucking terrible and you don't really have a place to be creative because you're not creative. So I don't know, use it as a tool to enhance your creativity. But no, I have never used ChatGPT to tell me a joke. Like you can't use it as your main creative tool ever. Hey, write me something. Like I could see if like if I were somebody who was writing a book, maybe I would use ChatGPT to help me come up with like names, maybe, or like, yeah, what could we name the fucking skating rink that these people go to? Something like that. But no, like I would never use it to get ideas or anything. Jokes, fuck no. Maybe I'll chat GPT a joke at some point in the future and we can figure out if it's any good, but I ain't doing it today. Sammy wants to know, what are your favorite episodes to do? What are your least favorite episodes to do? I love the PSA stuff the most. Yeah, me too. And I think that you're in good company because my PSA episodes destroy. They fucking kill more than any other episode. They get downloaded the most. Yeah, I would say the PSA stuff, something that I really like doing. I like doing the Origins episodes. I like doing all of it. I just love doing this podcast. It's a lot of fun for me. FAQ is my least favorite. Like, trying to feel obligated to keep up with certain conversations and like answer certain things that even if I'm not going, because I get asked some dumb shit too that I'm never going to end up reading in an FAQ episode, but I still like talk. Thanks for reaching out. I'll answer your question. And I'm fine with doing that. It's just, sometimes I get busy and I don't want to get bogged down by answering emails and DMs and stuff. Let's see. What are your top 5 downloaded episodes versus your top 5 favorite? My top 5 downloaded episodes are all PSA stuff. It's what makes a good party, improving your personality, boys beware, girls beware. Those are the big ones. Those are the ones that that are the most. I don't know about favorites. I like doing all of them, but I would say if I had to some underrated or underappreciated episodes, or if you want a suggestion of old episodes to go back and listen to, Let's Work at Wendy's. I love Let's Work at Wendy's. I liked doing all of my Heaven's Gate cult stuff, all the Heaven's Gate initiation tapes. I really liked Nonsense from the News. Appliance Salesman, that one's underrated. That one is one that hasn't been downloaded all that much. The Appliance Salesman, I went over old kitchen ads from way back in the 50s and 60s, where it was just like, the new automatic dishwasher. It leaves your dishes squeaking clean. Let's see. You mentioned something about downloading a bunch of podcast apps. What podcast apps are good? I listen with Spotify, but I was curious if you can tell what platforms people are listening on. Yeah, it tells me on my report what platforms people are listening on, and I can't download some of them because I think some of them are like European. But yeah, I went and downloaded a lot over the last few weeks just to see what the layout is, see if it's easy to search out Universe of Weirdos. I think I even reviewed my podcast on one of them. But what podcast apps are good? The solely just podcast apps, I don't think are all that good, dude. Like I like using Spotify for music, so I use it for podcasts as well. I use Amazon Music, so I use that for podcasts as well. So, yeah, other than that, see, I also subscribe to my podcast on Audible because I have an Audible thing where I will listen to audiobooks every now and then, and thought might as well give myself a cheap ass free download. Um, but I don't know, man. Some of them were pretty bad. Like Player FM is one that I get a lot of downloads from, and I didn't like it. I didn't think that the layout was very good. Podcast Republic is another big one. That one was all right. Castbox is all right. iHeartRadio blows, by the way. And you guys don't have to send me that top host podcast contest that they're doing right now. I ain't entering that shit. I don't enter weird social media popularity contests, especially when we're looking for a podcast host, but the criteria for entering is you write a description and post a picture of yourself. There's no podcast that they're going to end up judging, no personality that they're going to end up judging. So, but yeah, I mean, I keep listening with Spotify, Sammy. That's a good one, I guess. Jay, regarding your accusing Opie of buying downloads, what would be the actual legitimate benefit of paying for downloads or views or social media followers? Does it do anything other than just look good? Jay, I did not accuse Opie of buying downloads. I said if all you want is to keep up appearances by looking like you have a lot of downloads, why don't you just buy them? So I didn't accuse him of it because he has not a lot of public downloads on his podcast. So, no, I never accused him of it. I was saying, why don't you? And to answer your question, I don't know. I've thought the same thing. Like, if you pay for download, like, I would think that, like, maybe on YouTube, like, if you paid for a shitload of views and subscribers, like, it monetizes your channel, it plays ads. But if you're paying for the downloads or the views or whatever, those wouldn't count towards your ad revenue or anything. So I don't think that it would do anything to benefit you at all. I think that it's just a way of keeping up appearances, a way of going like, hey, look at how many people listen. I mean, it might put you on charts and stuff, but I think that like reviews and ratings and stuff add a lot more weight to the charts than just the amount of people that are downloading. Cause yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've had I've had emails sent to me of like, "Hey, we can increase your stuff on YouTube if you just pay for it, or we can increase your Instagram numbers if you just pay us for it." But I've never really looked into it. But no, I don't think that it does anything other than just look good. Like I feel like if I paid for like 10,000 downloads for my podcast, like I don't think that would translate into ad money, and that's the only way that I could think of like, well, if I pay for 10,000 downloads and that counts towards my ad money, then I'll actually end up making this much money. So it could just be some weird grift at some point, but they're not going to let you just steal money from podcast platforms. That's ridiculous. So no, Jay, I think that it just looks good. And that's why I said that Opie should do it, because he's just about looking good. He's just about appearances. I didn't accuse him of it because you can look at his numbers. They're not anything that's super impressive. He gets some decent numbers on a few of his YouTube videos, but other than that, it's like, nah, you can tell that the dude doesn't pay for it or anything. If you needed to, this is from Dan, by the way. Dan, my buddy. If you needed to fake a persona to make internet money and grift rubes like Clara Dao, what technique would you use? Yeah, Clara Dao was a weird one, huh? Everybody, no, it's okay. Be proud of your flat chest and your rail thin body. Thanks for all the YouTube money. I'm gonna go get fake tits. Yeah, she was very strange. She was certainly a weirdo. If you needed to fake a persona to make internet money and grift rubes like Clara Dow, what technique would you use? I could see you as a manosphere douche, selling alpha male courses for $50 a pop and picking the pockets of idiots. That's a chef's kiss of a scam. Yeah, I could probably do that. The whole like, all you need is money, OnlyFans whores, women are whores. I could be that guy. I don't know, because there's a lot of them, right? There's all kinds of different ones. The hey chat, I'm a real life streamer. I go around and like the fake guys that pretend to help people charity wise. I'm gonna give $1,000 to a stranger today, as if that's some sort of sustainable business model. Um, no, I don't know. I think if I had to do one of those internet grifts, like I don't know, I could do crypto scams. No, I'm not smart enough to do a crypto scam. I would do. I would be a right wing rage bait guy because that's really easy. I would just start a YouTube channel. My first fucking video would be called "Black Lives Don't Matter" or "White Lives Matter" or some shit like that, and then just everything. Anything that people talk about that's humanitarian, all you have to do is just be contrary to that. Like, oh, I think that trans people have the right to exist. I don't. I fucking don't. You think gay marriage, that's a slippery slope, my friend. We're going to start marrying horses. You know, I could be one of those guys, but the problem with that is I've always said I don't sell my soul. And that is selling your soul for sure. Because I see that with people all the time. Like, look at that Blippy guy, man. Like, anybody can do that. It's like, yeah, but you're selling your soul to do that because you're not really that guy. I could also start a YouTube channel where I dress wacky and go, whoa, hey kids, I'm going to play with toys today and go down slides and whoa, wacky dance. But I'm not going to do that because that's not me. I wouldn't respect myself at the end of the day. I mean, if I started banking like $50 million a year like Blippy does, maybe I would start respecting myself, but you gotta start doing that shit for free. Blippy didn't make $5 million the first video that he posted. He had to do it for free for a little while first. So I think that to answer your question, I think if I had to do a grift like that, I think I would do the rage bait right wing guy. Or I could probably do like the dating advice type of dude, or like all you have to do is just pay some really hot girl to talk about how awesome you are, and then just go, look, I pull women like this on the regular. This is what you gotta do. And that kind of shit's really easy. That's a really easy scam. You also sent me, you can take time off if you're dealing with a tragedy, right? No, I can't. Not when it's with something like this. I have to keep my mind off of weird kid stuff because that fucking enraged me for days. I'm still a little bit fucked up from it. I still think about it every now and then going, man, maybe you should have fucking killed yourself, dude, because like that kind of shit's irredeemable. 4, 5-year-old kids and stuff and 1,000 videos. And it said in the affidavit that none of them were above the age of 12 years old. So it's like not even like well, maybe he's just into hot teen. Nope. This was kids, children, prepubescent, gross fucking shit. So no, I can't take time off. I'm a professional. The show must go on. All of that good stuff. This is how I deal with stuff. Like, just even the attempt of comedy is how I like to deal with things. Like, I like to try to be funny. I like to try to make things light. I like to try to, you know, be fun even when I'm down, because, sometimes laughter's all we have, to quote Roger Rabbit. Tyler sent me this one, and Tyler, I am wrapping up after yours with a message from your friend, and I have some choice words for him. Tyler says, your breakup advice actually did help me feel better. Yeah, Tyler is a high school senior this year. He is going to be graduating. Dealt with his very first breakup and said he wasn't handling it well. And, I just kind of talked him through it, gave him the real advice, which is it takes time. That shit takes time. But, I also said to him, and this is what he says here, the line, "You've done it before," was actually really inspiring, so thank you. Yeah, that's the point of it, is you've been in a relationship before, you've gotten a girlfriend before, so losing your girlfriend doesn't make you some completely undateable piece of fucking shit. You've gotten a girlfriend before, so you can get another one. It's not that much of a problem, especially when you're that young. You're going to bounce back. You're going to be fine. You're very welcome for the advice. And if you want to sign up for my Manosphere Dating Alpha Male course, $50. Send it my way. Do you have any entertaining breakup stories? Where do you think I should start when I decide to date again? Apps are scams, right? Yeah. Yeah, don't get on. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you're wanting to just like randomly hook up with chicks, plus you're young, all the young people do apps and shit. But now I've found a lot more dating success talking to a person in person. I feel like women like that a lot more than just, it's a lot more personal than some guy, hey, we matched on fucking Bumblebee or whatever the fuck the apps are. The something fish. There's one about fish, right? Plenty of fish. That's the one. I don't know if that's even still one, but that was one when I was younger. No, just go up to a girl that you like, or, you're in high school, you're in classes with girls that you like all the time. If you're any sort of teenager, you have a crush on every girl that you go to school with. So just start asking them out, but be real about it. Don't just be like oh, I think you're hot, we should go out. Like, I think we would have a good time. We like the same shit. You like this kind of movie. I like this kind of movie. Let's go see that fucking movie. They rarely say no. If they are single and they're at all open to dating somebody and somebody asks them out, they usually say yes, in my experience. Like, you'll go on some shitty dates, but, I don't have any entertaining breakup stories, dude. All of my breakups were awful. Some of them were a little bit more who gives a fuckish, but, like, it's just, breaking up's not easy, right? Breaking up is hard to do. There's a whole fucking song about it. But no, I mean, I don't have any entertaining breakup stories. I have, sad and depressing and angry breakup stories. So sorry, can't help you out on that one. But I will end with your friend, Tyler, because you recommended my podcast to your gay friend. And HBT, I don't know what that stands for, but that's his HBT, some numbers. HBT, what is the Heartbreak Twink? Let's call him the Heartbreak Twink. I'm Tyler's gay friend that he emailed you about. Boys Beware is amazing. I'm a straightforward gay, so I'm just going to ask, have you ever had a gay experience? Now, I will answer your question, because that is the spirit of feedback and questions. So I will answer your question, but I'm first going to start by saying, that's none of your motherfucking business, for one. I don't care how straightforward you're ever going to claim to be with people. Just straight up asking people like really personal shit like that is normally crossing a line, no matter if you're straight or gay or very straightforward. But because I am who I am and I welcome the feedback, and I know you're an 18-year-old kid, I will go ahead and answer your question. I have never had a gay experience. I hate to break it to you there, HBT, Heartbreak Twink, but I have never had a gay experience before, and I have struggled to think, what is the gayest thing I've probably ever done with another man? And like I've hugged guys in comfort. I have, as a joke one time, held my friend's hand for a little while in public when he thought that he was holding his girlfriend's hand and wasn't paying attention. Um, but other than that, no, man, I hate to disappoint you, but I have never had a gay experience. I have been one of those guys that has always known that he was straight, and I've never questioned it. I've never experimented. I've never found another man attractive enough. Hey, how about this? To be fair, let me say this. I haven't had a gay experience yet because I have not met a man yet that I have ever found attractive enough to want to do anything gay with. But I will say maybe they exist. I doubt it. But that's as fair as I can possibly be. But in the future, if you're going to ask strangers shit about their sexuality and their fucking personal life and their sex life and stuff, be prepared to be snapped at and get some very rude answers thrown your way. I don't care how straightforward you are. I don't remember. Oh, no, I do remember Tyler emailing me about you because he said he wanted to recommend it to you, and he said that you should start with Boys Beware because you're gay and that you would find it funny. And yeah, hey, I'm glad that you found it funny. It is pretty good, right? Boys Beware. Super offensive. We've come a long way, haven't we, 18-year-old gay boy from the fucking 60s? Man, you should, I'm sure you interact with people of the gay community that might even be a little bit older than you. You should ask some of the gay dudes that have gray in their hair how hard they had it coming up, because I'm telling you, right now is probably the best time to be gay. I'm not saying that it's probably easy to be gay anymore. Like, you probably still deal with a shit ton of homophobia, still deal with a lot of hatred and bigotry and stuff, but ain't nothing like the people in the 60s used to experience, brother. So you're coming up in a good time, Tyler's gay friend, and I'm glad that you're listening. Tell me what your actual name is, though, because I don't want to call you Heartbreak Twink. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I will be coming back soon. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a series where I'm going to be exploring the rage of Mel Gibson. And I think it's going to be more than one episode. It might be more than 2 episodes. It might end up being a trilogy. But the Mel Gibson meltdown is something that I need to revisit because it is just amazing on so many levels. So I will be back with some meltdowns of Mel Gibson, and I also will be upgrading my podcast equipment. You may have noticed a little bit of change in sound on this episode. That is because I am recording with a different microphone now, but soon I am going to be upgrading to a very much more professional mixing board. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. I just haven't set it up yet and learned the little intricacies, but I will very soon. So you're going to be hearing a very professional sounding podcast going forward. And the soundboard is coming back because I need my soundboard, man. I need the "You're Fired." And "That's not going to work for me, brother." And some other things from this podcast that have made it into sound bites. Like maybe I could add, "You've added nothing to that conversation." That could be a sound that I can use on my soundboard. But hey, if you want to reach out to me and be involved in a future feedback and questions episode, I'm more than happy to hear from you. UniverseOfWeirdos@gmail.com. That is my favorite place to hear from you. I am also on Twitter/X, JCraft247. I am on Instagram, UniverseOfWeirdos. And if you could rate, review, share, subscribe, give a big old thumbs up, and that 5-star rating on whatever podcast platform you're listening on, I sure would appreciate it. And I will be seeing you next time. Blasting off. See you.